Hey, it's Tom Cronin here from the Stillness Project. Today we're going to talk about why you might feel angry as a result of meditation, which sounds bizarre, doesn't it? Because the whole point of meditating is to feel more inner peace and calm. So why is it that today I received an email from a student of mine that says, after my meditation, I felt this rage in my mood and I wanted to punch my computer. Well, what this is testament to the power of meditation. Meditation will release toxic energy that's stored in your body. And what meditation is doing here is it's purifying your system of the anomalies of what's in your body, the things that are in there that shouldn't be in there. You think about your body as like a sponge. It's been mopping up experiences all your life. And those experiences, if we don't release the energy associated with that experience, then it will get embedded into your system. And it can stay stored in your system for years and years, causing this sort of corrosion into our well-being. And so when we meditate, what happens is our mind starts to quieten down, and our physiology, being a printout of our mind, will also quieten down and drop its metabolic state. And it's in these deep states of rest that we achieve during meditation practice that the body starts to remove the anomalies, remove that toxic residue of emotional energy. Now, energy is just energy. There's no need to create a story around it, no need to go back and rewrite the sort of story about why that energy was in there in the first place. It really is just about energy looking to release itself out of the body. So during meditation or after meditation, you may have some sensations of agitation, frustration, impatience, anger, or even rage, as my student had said today. So what we want to do is we want to find a healthy way to let this rage or anger continue to release itself. So we don't need to analyze it, we don't need to go back and look at the story of it. We just want to allow the process of that anger or rage coming out of our system. So here's a couple of tips we can do. They sound a bit random, but stay with me because they're really, really effective. First tip, what I recommend doing is getting some boxing gloves at the gym, finding yourself a big punching bag, and with a lot of exertion, lay into that punching bag. Just give it everything you've got. Exhaust yourself of energy and just really keep punching that bag until you've got all of that out of your system. If you want, grunt, scream, yell while you're doing that. It's a very healthy release of energy into that punching bag. Another thing you can do, this is a bit random, find yourself an old building site, somewhere where you know that it's going to get sort of cleaned up by the construction crew at a later date. Go to your thrift shop or your Salvation Army, buy a big box of old crockery, cups and saucers or plates, and then go to your building site and with absolute aggression and huge exertion and a big grunt at the same time, hurl that crockery piece by piece at that wall. It is really cathartic. Trust me, it's an amazing experience. Another thing you can do is go to an open field or some cliff tops, somewhere where you won't be heard by someone else. And on the top of your lungs, scream, yell, swear, whatever it takes, clearing that throat. We get so much blockage in our throat because there were a lot of things we wanted to say when we were a kid, when we had an angry experience and we couldn't say it because we weren't allowed or we weren't supposed to. And so that gets blocked and stored in our body. And yelling and screaming is such a healthy release, and we just don't do it enough in our lives. And we want to be able to do it in a healthy way that won't upset anyone. We don't want to be unloading this energy onto someone else's life, because like a boomerang, it will come back on us. What we put out will come back into our world. So we want to do this in a very healthy way, releasing it in a safe way that doesn't influence or affect anyone else. Other things is just natural exertion. Running, swimming, surfing, rock climbing, anything where we're going to be releasing energy. It's a really healthy way to just pass off that energy that's coming out of our system. And then at the end of the day, what I recommend is going back in for another meditation and just letting all that settle down. Now, eventually what will happen is you'll find that energy will have exerted itself and there'll be lightness and a clearness, and you feel a lot more compassion and love, and that anger energy will have been released from your system, and it's so purifying. And this is your natural state, to come back to the lightness, the joy, the bliss that's inherently you, just without those toxins from previous life experiences. So there you have it, some simple tips to assist that process of the stress of anger coming out of your system as a result of those deep meditations that we get. Stay tuned, we'll be having a lot more coming up soon. Thanks for joining me.